You forget how good this song is until it pops onto your iPod. You're like, fuck, this is great.
Oh, it's just the best.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Since we're on terrestrial.
Danny Trejo was
terrible.
Simply amazing. God, I love that one.
Yep.
We're just bitching about guests, and then we have an amazing one.
Always brings me down. But that's why I hate having him in here. Is why I hate most actors, because none of them are that open.
Right.
Like, you ask the guy a question and he answers it.
That's it.
Hey, what was prison like? Well, it was like this, and he was open about his life.
I don't want to talk about that.
He wasn't a fucking baby. All these baby actors that have a sex thing. We don't want to talk about that.
Paris Hilton?
Oh, she's just worthless.
She was so great.
I disagree. God, he was good, man.
Might have to throw that on the podcast. This week's podcast, by the way, Wednesday is Opie and Anthony podcast day. It's the Iron Sheik peeing his pants.
Wow.
We went old school. Because yesterday was a nice interview with the Iron Sheik.
Every Wednesday.
It was nice.
Podcast day at Carvel.
Yeah.
Remember that guy, Tom Carvel? Every Wednesday is Sunday.
Fudgy Wudgies.
Fudgy the Eric.
Every Wednesday is Sunday. Oh, E-Rock. Poor E.
But he's a star today.
Is he?
The video's doing very well.
Is the
Return of the Hawk. It's doing very well. Go to our Facebook page. It's up there somewhere. O&A Show on Facebook. But get to this week's podcast, The Iron Sheik Pees His Pants. Podcast number 48. Wow. Yeah. Should we check our... No, we can't check our numbers now.
I know. People go crazy.
We got to tease the checking of the numbers. We can't just do it. So after the Bob Saget interview, I hear Bob's here. Did you guys know that Bob Saget is not only kind of a family man... He could get a little dirty at times.
Can he?
Yeah.
Is that what it's all about?
Yes.
Wait, sorry to interrupt you. I got a text from E-Rock. Really? Sorry.
Really?
I hate when I'm caught.
I know. Where's Bob, our old pal, Bob Saget?
Where is he?
Did some of the comedy shows for us.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Did you know that was 2007 already?
Damn.
We had Louis on some of those. Caliendo did a couple. Birbiglia did one. Fucking Otto and George. Bobby Kelly. Voss.
Where's Birbiglia these days?
He's doing well. He did something called The Sleepwalk with Me. I think he made into like a short film or documentary. Right. He's doing great.
Bob Saget.
Hi, Bob.
Hey,
hi, buddy. How are you
doing, Bob?
How are you? What's up, Bob?
Good to see
We
you.
love
Bob
John Fox
Saget.
and Friends.
Yeah, it's the best show.
Oh, I get
We
the
saw
hug.
ya.
See? Because we went and
Oh,
I did it once.
Yeah, it's okay.
Twice. Twice, maybe.
Good.
I know you just got the book. Did you read it?
It's amazing.
We
Actually, answer that seriously.
got
What
it
a dope
minutes
I am.
ago, and
No, that's the right thing
No,
to do.
but he walks in. He goes, "Hey, I know you just got the book. Did you read it?" I went, "No," like a fucking asshole.
No, you're perfect.
I read the first page and the last page, and then I just speculated what happened in between.
I'm going to read the last sentence of the book.
No, because he's dead, right? Everybody dies.
It just says, I wish that even for the guy in the audience with his arms folded.
That's nice.
That's the last line.
But what you don't say right, I said before that was cancer.
And the opening line of the book, "Cock, it's delicious." What an odd
I
opening.
was actually, call me Ishmael's cock was the beginning.
I think.
I'm proud of it. You guys actually like it.
Are we in it?
That's a no. Oh, no. Heartbreaking. Oh, Bob.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bob.
It was good to stop
We'd like
by.
to thank you. Thank you for
It
coming
might
in.
be. I don't remember.
The book is called Happy Endings.
The book is called "I'm Not in It to Fuck You, Bob."
You don't have one story with us.
Well,
Like
it's not.
one?
It's not that many stories. It's a lot of dead people.
Oh,
It's like
Bob.
if you'd have killed my uncle or buried my mother 2 weeks ago,
Oh,
well,
God.
2 weeks ago she died?
No, it was 8 weeks ago, and she was alive when I buried her.
Jeez. Oh, that's
What did she die of?
We don't know. She watched Full House, and
that'll do
she
it.
went to arrest. She had cancer. She ended up with pancreatic cancer.
Oh, wow.
So
Jeez.
that's a fast one.
Pancreatic is like, they're all bad, but that's a brutal
It is.
one, right?
It's like the Israel of the body. You nuke it, the whole thing just goes.
How old was she?
wow.
We don't know. No, she was 89.
Still hurts, though.
It does. It
Still
doesn't matter
hurts.
how old the person is if you love them. And I didn't even know. She said to me one day, "You didn't even know you loved me this much, did you?"
Oh,
and I
man.
said, "Who told you?" I was in a moment of vulnerability. I shouldn't have said that.
How long did you guys know? Because, like you said, that's a really fast movie.
It was fast. It was
Less
like
than a
4
year,
months
right?
or something.
Yeah.
You got to get a colonoscopy, and she didn't want them. And I was trying to give them to her all the time. I'd come after her with a rolling pin and gloves because I wanted to use the rolling pin she used to make holly with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Challah bread.
Challah bread.
Challah
roll
bread.
That,
Yes.
roll that dough.
Wow.
But she didn't want to get it checked, and then it just then she had one in there, so they didn't even do surgery on her.
Why?
So
Why is that such an evil one? They can't cure that for the most part.
no, it's weird. It's one of those filters. They say they can take out the gallbladder. You can do anything with it.
Right.
You can butterfly it. You can saute
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
nice. Stir fry.
It's tasty.
You
Yeah.
basically don't need a gallbladder now.
That's what they say.
My dad had his taken out.
Well, some
I don't
gall.
even know if anything changed in his life
Right.
without the gallbladder.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little thing.
Right.
It's like plankton or something from.
You heard that.
I didn't hear it. I'm going to listen to the replay.
We got some gall.
What did I miss? Gall?
Oh, yeah.
It was a gall joke, I think.
Said gall.
Are your parents alive?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, one. My mom. My dad, though, back in, 94, something like that.
Yeah, but at least he got to see Anthony become famous at a radio star.
No, just missed by about 4 months.
Okay.
That was a good one.
You saw none of it?
That was a good one.
Not
Spends
even-
eternity thinking I'm still a fucking tin knocker.
It's all right.
What were you doing?
Oh.
Air conditioning and heating installation. You know,
So?
just like making millions on the air.
So you have the same exact career, you had no filter. Good night.
Yeah. That was it. No filter. Very good.
Nobody would ever say that to you.
Yeah.
Or why would you even put that in your brain?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Jimmy's
That's
parents
life.
are still going strong.
My parents are still alive and
More than
pretty
alive.
healthy and married.
And disappointed.
Married to each other.
Yes, they are.
Are they disappointed with you?
How could they not be?
I would be proud of you if you were my son. If if my daughter was a porn star, I'd probably be
Right.
happy.
That's-
My mother
in
doesn't
comparison.
understand most of my tweets. She's like, "Why does Jimmy always talk about transmissions?" My father's like, "All right, well, whatever you need to get you through the night, mother."
Do they see your?
Yeah,
Do they see
my
your
act.
stuff?
Oh yeah, they're oddly non-prudish. You know how you look at your parents a certain way and you think
I
like,
can't because they're gone.
Well, yeah,
shit.
I mean, when I looked at
that
them,
hurts.
Yeah, I try to avoid eye contact.
Yeah.
But they were surprisingly non-prudish. With my act and my Twitter and this radio show they listen
Yeah.
to, and none of it shocks them. They never once like, "Hey, you shouldn't," which is nice.
Right.
So they supported you through the whole comedy thing.
The
They thought it was
whole
cool.
thing, they've been
You're
100% supportive. Yes, a lot of people
Are
don't
they,
get that.
Are they in the arts? Or did they? Just,
No, they just knew that I was on a bad road, and the fact that I started cleaning up at a very young age, they were just happy for me. They're
Right.
just really nice people.
It's nice to have parents that are supportive.
Yeah.
You made a good point there. A lot of parents aren't
No.
because they want their kid to do a safe thing.
Yeah.
And
How about your parents?
My mom's still hanging there, sort of.
Is she supportive?
Oh, yeah, she was supportive. She was crazy as all hell, though.
Right. Could I ever sell?
Yeah. We got to mention really fast because it's breaking everywhere. There was a mass stabbing at a Pittsburgh area high school.
We need some knife control, I
20,
think, is what it is.
20 victims.
How do you stab 20 people?
I don't
So
know.
it's like
How is that
Maybe they
possible?
were online for
It's
something.
like West Side Story.
Yeah.
4 students in critical
Yep.
condition, 20 injured in PA school stabbing near Pittsburgh.
I bet he's one of those assholes from Call of Duty that just goes around knifing people and annoys them.
Man.
So they brought in their own knives. Was it like knife day for the kids? Because
Maybe it was knife day.
Right.
I bet
So they
they
didn't-
frown on that now.
It wasn't from the cafeteria.
No, the plastic ones.
This is not good.
Yeah, that's going to be an odd thing to do.
Yeah.
Couldn't get his hand on a gun, I guess. I don't know.
And in similar news, Dirty Daddy.
Dirty Daddy. It's
Wait,
about
Dirty
time you tell the world that you're a
Daddy.
bit dirty,
When
Bob.
does this?
You know, people are still surprised. I mean,
Are
Fox
they?
and Friends was shocked.
I
Are they
heard that
shocked?
dope.
But it was funny. I was sitting next to
Blonde-head
Matt Lauer yesterday, and he's like, and we were on a bus.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But you weren't, because Bob.
No.
They actually shoot the Today Show on a bus now because they want everybody to
It's
see
handy.
it. He's got a brain, so he's like, it was amazing that you're, it's not shocking. You've always had and he didn't go, "You're dirty." I'm not really that dirty.
Right.
I mean, you guys know really dirty people.
Sure.
Oh, you
You're a
get
little
pretty
shocked.
dirty.
You're a little
guess.
shocking.
I say fuck a bunch, but I don't go gynecological.
I've seen your stand-up.
You
and-
just said you chased your mother with a rolling pin to put in her
yeah,
hiney.
what are you talking about?
Just put the colonoscopy, though. I'm trying to do medical help on her.
Right, you're right. Jeez.
Yeah, who talked about fucking their mother with a rolling pin?
I
in the
didn't
ass?
Jim, that is not about fucking my mother. That's simply just put instead
that's
of a
the difference.
colonoscopy.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't mean
It's
to
all
misinterpret.
medical.
To hell.
See, that proves Bob's point. He gets dirty, but not that
Yes,
dirty.
he's misunderstood.
So acceptance has nothing to do with this book.
I just used to love going to see you, and the people that would walk out, not because you weren't funny. I want to make that perfectly clear.
There were plenty of those, but those are not the ones you meant.
Plenty of those, right.
Your parents walked out on my show, Jim.
But not dirty
That's
enough.
not our Jimmy.
But they couldn't believe that you were actually edgy and dirty in your stand-up.
Yeah, it's so strange.
And
But
is that still happening to this day?
Not really.
Not
Kind
as
of the
much. They
veil's
finally
kind of
figured it
off.
out.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Kind
book's
of
not
know now,
completely
right?
shocking. But this is funny that they wanted the byline, which is the Chronicles of a Family Man turned filthy comedian. So it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of obvious, didn't really need it, but
Yeah.
it kind of helps because it's kind of funny to hear someone very officious on the news read that.
But you
I was on Bloomberg yesterday, and he goes, "Dirty Johnny, the Chronicles of a Family Man turned filthy
But
comedian."
you didn't turn it filthy. You were
No.
always kind of, let's just call it edgy, as a stand-up.
bluish, yeah.
And bluish, and then you got the whole family thing.
Because they have to brand you with something.
Right,
right.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
That came after.
Yeah. I'm really proud of the thing. It's very hard. Jim, you've done this, right? Written the book and
Jim
get it
wrote
all
books.
gutted. How many
couple.
books have you written?
Get them gutted by who?
Got to get a book written yourself. It's hard as hell.
Yeah, I did too, and none of the editors didn't fuck with any of it, which was nice.
Right.
So I was happy with how they came out.
What are their titles?
Happy endings and I hate your guts. I want to do a third one. I want to do another one, but I never did one like this, just totally
Titles are great.
autobiographical.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking of writing one that's like, if I ever get off all the sex stuff, I would love to emotionally vomit all that stuff on paper.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a
that'd be
combo platter that you're so good at, so maybe that would be, I would love it. I mean, it was what you do on here naturally.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff I've never talked about on here.
But I don't name names, but you would name names. You would
No,
say.
I would never. I've never never outed people as far as, hey, this girl. I've never spoiled names. I won't do it. Like to me, it's a dirty thing. It's all about me.
That's smart. I didn't do that. I didn't name my kids in here or my ex-wife. And there's some stuff. There's like the setup to the Aristocrats in here and how that came about, which is a pretty foul story.
Yes.
And I named, I'm a name dropper, like Richard Pryor and Rodney Dangerfield and that kind of thing, and people that mentored me. But I don't name. There's a chapter called Relationships I'd rather not talk about.
Huh.
As my mom was dying, I gave her the manuscript to read. I wanted her to read it. And she starts reading it, and then and with this pancreatic thing, you got like weeks once you get diagnosed.
Jesus.
So she was on no food, no water, and no IV, and she decided to do this thing. And I'm like, she was really cool. So her name was Dolly. We started calling her Dalai Lama because she was so interesting. And I never had that much clarity. So she read 111 pages. I'm going to read your book, Bobby. And she starts reading it, and then her eyes started to fail because, she was starting to just go. And it's really weird that I give my dying mother, Dirty Daddy, to read. It's like, before you die, I want you to read this, 50 Shades of Grey, Mom. I wrote this.
Oh, man.
And she's reading it, and then I come in the next day, so sweet. She goes, I could only get to 112. And I say, okay, you don't have to read it. And it was about to be the chapter, Things I Shouldn't Have Done. And a lot of it was about shit I did, like try to set my grandmother on fire and, bad shit.
Right.
And
Is that a real story?
Yeah, kind
Because
of.
I never know when you're kidding with some of these things. You actually try to set your ground.
I didn't really try to, but kids just do dumb shit. So I took a Band-Aid box and I put like gasoline in it.
Jeez.
And I know I was fucked up. Well, I don't know. I didn't have a gun. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so my mother was walking by and I lit it on fire, and my grandmother, I put it under the bed, but she was sleeping in it. She was taking a nap. So it started to smoke, and it was getting the bottom of the box spring started to turn like black from it, and then I blew it out real quick, and my grandmother woke up.
Bad seed.
It's fucked up.
I know. Fucking Malcolm X had a better grandson.
Jesus.
Speaking of your mom, this was just pure luck. I just opened up your book. She gave birth to twins 2 years before you were born,
Yeah.
and they didn't make it.
No.
I never knew this about you.
Yeah. It's
Have you ever told that story before?
No, not till this book.
Wow.
She had 2 full-term. Maybe I did somewhere, but I don't think it didn't get out anywhere. She had 2 full-term babies, 7 and 8 days old, and the hospital had dysentery. And I didn't know what that was for years, but that's, diarrhea and you die.
Yeah.
And 7 other babies died too, and the hospital closed after that. I wonder why.
So how far ahead of you were they? How old?
Exactly 2 years older. They were born the same exact day as me, 2 years before me.
May 17th.
And the boy was Robert, and the girl was Faith.
Did your mother always like remember their birthdays and stuff? I mean, 7-8 days. They're actually kids.
Their birthday was my birthday, so
right.
she didn't even. She got over it. They buried them, but then I was this amazing thing that got born, and I wasn't normal. I had a vagina and a unicorn head. But she, I don't know what that is. But then I was the baby, and then my 2 older sisters, one died of scleroderma, and the other died of. I always say in the book, hold your laughs till the end of this chapter.
Right.
And the other one was brain aneurysm, so it was 34 and 47. They both died. So my mother, I was it. She was in a hospital. We were in a beautiful hospital, Catholic Christian hospital in L.A., and there was Mary and Jesus statue, beautiful one. And I was wheeling her by in a wheelchair, and I said, "Look, Mom, they made a statue of us," because she thought I was better than Jesus. She told me, I said, "Just don't say that in here."
When did your dad die?
He died 8 years ago. You would have loved my dad. You all would have loved him. He was really, really funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a lot of dick jokes, and really never bothered anybody either. He was just a cute little man with a small head that was in the meat business.
So I can tell a good joke. Wow, you had a lot of tragedy.
Yeah, and he lost. That's what sparked the book. That's why I wanted to do it, because I was like, how do we get through it? And why do I have such a warped sense of humor? Not that I needed to figure that out.
Right.
I started asshole and then ended pee hole.
Right.
I don't know. That's how I work. I'm a man.
Yeah.
But then he died, and then his brothers died. All his childhood. It was weird. A lot of fucked up shit. So that's where my fucked up stuff comes.
What was the first death you remember? Like the first really jarring one?
I guess it was my Uncle Manny. I was like 6 or something. He had a double heart attack. He was smoking tons of cigarettes. His wife's in the book because she was a hottie, so I just put my Aunt Millie's picture in it. I say she's a hottie. And she was. She was really hot. You gotta find her.
Page,
it's in the early on. There's only one chapter that has all the dead people in it.
Okay.
There's a chapter to my 2 sisters. That's a different dead chapter.
Is it death and comedy?
It is.
Are closely related, that chapter?
Yeah.
Okay,
You'll see Aunt Millie. She's hot.
I gotta find Aunt Millie.
Is that
Continue.
No, that's my Aunt Temmy, and I'm looking like,
Oh, yeah,
I got a comb over.
Yeah.
No, that's my mother.
Well, she's hot too, Bob.
That's really nice. Thanks.
Okay.
That would spark some interest in her. She likes attractive people.
You look like Harold Ramis in this.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, you're young Harold Ramis.
Is this Aunt Millie?
No, that's my Bubby. She wasn't hot.
Well, then Aunt Millie's not in that chapter.
Yeah, she is. It's before that. It's brothers. There's brothers, and go before that.
All right. Aunt Millie.
No, that's Aunt Temmy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, that's chapter before. It's chapter before it. Here's Aunt Millie.
Aunt Millie.
No, that's Aunt Millie.
We got it back.
She's hot.
Yeah, Aunt Millie's hot.
You'd jerk off to that.
I gotta be honest. I'd give Aunt Millie a deep dickin'.
I know you would.
Deep dick Aunt Millie.
You'd like her a lot, right? It's Betty Page kind of shit, right?
Damn, yeah.
Like good hair to pull.
Well, what happened was
She's pinup material.
She was, and she wanted
Nice.
she wanted to get a better offer, and she got my uncle, and he was kind of good looking, and he smoked cigarettes, like tons of them, and I think she just yacked at him a lot, and he got upset, and he had a double heart attack in the front and the back, and then they just got him out of there. And she talked to his painting for 70 years.
Wow.
She was sweet. I never tagged her.
Did she really talk to the painting?
Yeah, she talked to the painting.
Oh, the fire alarm.
Yeah, the fire alarm. But you guys don't care if the fire alarm is on?
No.
We got a show to
We just
do.
always hope somebody opens the door while it's happening so we can hear it.
But what if there was a fire in the building? What would you do?
Thank God.
So just the easiest way out of here?
How else is this going to end at this point?
exactly.
This is never going to
try
end.
to run.
What happened here? I've known you
what
guys
happened.
forever.
It's not never going to end. It ended in 2008.
This was through 9 incarnations. It's
This
going
was
to be
never
on.
supposed to last this long.
It's going to be on wireless. It's going to be like on Marconi shit.
In this form, I mean.
Yeah.
We always were great about, all right, this is getting boring. Let's blow ourselves up and reinvent ourselves.
Yeah,
but this one
right.
has been way too long.
You were so excited when you came across the street, came to this place.
Oh, yeah.
This was like the
That's
thing
4
to
years
come
ago
to.
now.
I know.
Well,
You'll be like
crazy.
90 doing this show.
Well,
yeah.
because-
People will just call in and go, fuck
it.
you. They'll be like this old angry
Absolutely.
people.
Why is everyone running in the studio? What happens?
Someone pull the alarm.
What happens?
There's a fire drill, so
But the whole
everybody's running into the studio.
You have to get in the studio, or they don't let you.
If
stay
you're in
in
a
the building.
studio, you're allowed to stay.
Oh.
Wait, it's a fire drill? That means they got to... Oh,
Everyone's leaving, look.
They're doing this during morning fucking... What fucking assholes.
What would happen?
What, children?
Yeah. What if it's
no. How about that? Fucking no. We have a fire. Do you? See you down there.
Because they have nothing else to do. These people, there are people that work on this floor. I don't know what they do, so I guess they got to do the fire drill thing.
I think it's the building, though, right?
Justify their jobs.
It happened as I was coming in, and nobody seems to move or care.
No, it's.
I mean, it's just
it's New York City. We're used to.
But you gotta be ready for something if something happens.
I figure I can find a stairwell and knock a few people over if I have to.
I know what to do.
It's not like there's a lot of people with knives in the lobby.
Right. I don't.
So a lot of.
So Bob, there's going to be some jokes in this book, right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
All right, good.
It's a funny book. So
when is it out?
It's out yesterday. It started. How
come we
it's
don't
all
have
over.
these copies? We don't have real copies.
I got real copies. We brought them.
Oh, okay.
There's a hard one right there. That's my cock. Sorry. No, that's not it.
Yes. Right there, he's pointing at my ass.
Yeah.
Because he's putting it in.
I never saw your ass. I might have though. You've shown your ass.
Please, yes.
You've shown everything.
Somebody is
We've
an
seen
ass.
every body part of Jimmy.
Yeah. You like being naked around people, right?
Not necessarily. It all depends. You know.
But porn people and stuff, you've done a bunch. You've hosted those shows and everybody's naked.
I've hosted 2 porn awards.
He tagged some girl with Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, that I have a picture of.
Wow.
Same time.
I saw that picture.
Yeah, that's a good.
And well, you know, the famous, not famous in my life. My kids know this story, which is that when you texted me thinking I was some girl that was going to jerk you off.
Yes, that's right.
It's a popular story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
World
man.
renowned. I think it was in Highlights
You need
magazine.
to get the security people.
Hey, what happened?
Tilly, I wish they would tell us not.
This is
happened?
going to be wild.
I just want to let you know these guys are all hiding from the fire drill.
Yeah,
I think you need to know that.
That
we have to
kid-
leave the
This
building?
guy, the
are
one
you?
behind the door.
He's hiding.
I was
and
on-
he's hiding.
I was on Full House. Can I
They're
stay?
hiding.
He was on Full House.
They're not even on the radio show.
Is this?
Yeah.
Are you making people leave?
No.
Oh, so it's one of those. Okay.
Could you make some people leave?
Is it just so talent will perish?
Not me, no, but a couple.
Make sure
of
the
them
people
I
that need to know that there's 3 or 4 in here that are hiding from
that
the
they
fire
do
drill.
not need to
Okay,
be in here.
thank you.
They're avoiding the fire drill.
Let's get
and
back to our
They're
Bob
fucking around with
Saget
matches.
interview.
Thank you.
But it's safe, right? It's safe. Thank you. Dirty Daddy's out by HarperCollins. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there
Here's
you
a
go.
copy.
Nice little plug.
We'll give her this copy. We'll give her.
Yeah, give her the
No, that's a
promotional.
good one to keep.
That doesn't have the dedication of my mother, so it's even more moving when I give you the hard.
Or
and
the
the
thank
thank
yous
yous
to
to Opie and
O&A.
Anthony.
Yeah, you know, it's coming out in the reprinting. There's going to be pictures of you fucking my Aunt Millie.
Where's the hard copy? Do we
It's
have
right
one?
out the door. There's a nice publicist from HarperCollins in the building.
Now, you were part of the Aristocrats in, what year was that, 2007,
I think?
Wow. That's when we all realized you were dirty.
Yeah,
So I don't know why
But
they're still...
you knew that before that, didn't you? Or was that the first time I started hanging out more? No, I did the Virus tour. That was after. After
all
that.
around that same time, we realized that, wow, this guy is actually, a blue comic.
But I didn't even. I just wanted to be funny, and I guess that's what I thought I was.
What is that?
See what happened?
Oh, look at the difference.
And I'll sign them. It's actually good. It's
That is
all the
nice.
pages are laminated, so you
Smells
can
good.
come on them.
That's
Yes.
I made the book out of wax. It's coming out in a suppository too.
that's lovely.
I love a good smelling book.
Thank you.
I love asking you about your love life every time you're in here.
Yeah,
Where we
there's
at?
nothing. There's nothing. I just trying to
going
meet
on.
people, but I've told a friend of mine that we can double date in 2014, but that's the ages of the girls that were dead.
Oh, right. See,
That's it. I was trying to do that. That's all I do is write pedophile jokes. That's literally. So I guess if I write those jokes, it's not writing. It's just saying bullshit.
Exactly,
But
it's
if
reciting.
if it's reciting, you're just saying some dumb shit that comes out of my mouth.
I just watched an episode of Full House the other day. It was an very early one.
Why did you watch it?
I don't know. It was on, and I just was like captivated by watching you.
Were you alone?
Doing things? Yeah, I was naked and just jacking.
Of course. You can only watch the first couple of seasons to get.
But Stamos's fucking hair was it was an entity unto
It
itself.
could have had a spin-off.
It was so just big.
It was Brenda
giant
Vaccaro.
hair.
But
Yes.
Yeah, Joan Jett.
His
Yes,
hair was
Joan
well
Jett.
thought out, though.
Yeah.
It really was.
He worked on it so long.
Did he?
Oh my God, he flipped it under. He had brushes with different kinds of attachments,
curlies and things, and yeah.
He rolled it under.
It's fantastic. And you were apparently you had to clean the house.
Well, that's all I did.
And you
on
were
there.
dancing to some song and bumping each other's asses.
I
And,
can't even believe
and doing
that.
it was. I was just looking and going, "Wow, he made a lot of money doing that."
Well, I watch it and I can't even think that I did it.
That you did it, yeah.
But then there's a thing in here about it's called parenting my own and other people's kids, and they're making me tell this one story, which I can tell it right here as it is in the book, but I couldn't tell it. I've been having to tell it all, buffered for all this. I was on The View yesterday. They wanted me to tell it, and I told it. They instead of Ashley and Mary Kate, for Michelle, as a 3-year-old kid, they gave me a doll to talk to for rehearsal. A rubber doll, not even plastic, like a test dummy. It looked like a porn doll. It was just missing the stuff.
Sure.
All those things. You ever done that? You ever been with one of those things?
Well, not one that I would hold that would mimic a 4-year-old, but yeah. Have I ever? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're not attracted to young kids, right?
Not even as friends.
Come on, I haven't been with the guys in a while.
Fair question.
It's just us, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking Jim. I haven't seen Jim in a while. The guy wrote, "I want you to jerk me off." Sorry, I thought you were a chick.
No, but I think I told the story about Awful Club Soda Kenny one time when I was opening for Dice in the late 90s. Vegas was the family weekend where the Dice and Kenny would bring their families. So Kenny said to me one time before the trip, "You would never hurt a child, would you?"
Holy shit!
What do you think you were?
Why did he feel he had
I
to
literally
ask
almost, that would have changed. I almost quit the tour. I almost quit working with Dice.
Wow.
That's
Maybe
funny.
it's your look.
I know. You know how hard it was to not yell yes into a bullhorn? No, I'm not attracted to children. I can't stand them.
I'm happy. I'm sorry I asked you that.
That's a great question.
No, it's a fair question.
I'm going to actually put that on my sampler. I'm going to put that in my car as an audio
Who
button.
answers that any other way? But
Exactly. I think the tent in my pants is the answer you're looking for.
Well, who told you? It was the other one.
So back to that story. Yeah.
Right. So
Please.
all the kids that were on the show were very young then. They're young. And they were up in their schoolroom or in the trailer. And I was there with just the crew. It was mostly guys, a couple of ladies. But I had the rubber doll. I'm in the bedroom. I have to do Anthony, the morality play at that show.
The little speech.
Synthesizer music comes in, you start talking, and so there wasn't at that moment, but that was the scene. So I'm in her room, and I'm going, "Honey, I'm holding the doll. I'm looking into a rubber doll's head." Now, I was always a comedian since I was 17, so I said, "I can't do this. Can we just read it? Do I have to do this?" I went, "No, we need it for blocking. Cameras need to see it." You need to see it. So I'm talking to it, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then I just grabbed it, and I just threw it on the bed, and I just started pretending, that I was... Right. So the crew's watching this, and they're laughing their asses off. But I did it kind of slow. I didn't do it, I took my time with it. I didn't want to do anything to offend anybody. At first, I was, dancing with it, and then I was, laying in the bed talking to it. And then,
foreplay? Sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was very lifelike.
Wow.
What? Come on.
That's great.
You can cut this out, right?
No, why would you? That's
So
great.
one of the moms, this is a punchline. So one of the moms comes down, and this is all true, and she goes, "You got to stop this right now. This is on the monitors. The kids can see this in the classroom. The kids are watching you do this." And I'm literally just going, like Lenny in Mice and Men. It's not a good thing what I'm doing.
Wow.
And that's a good reference too. It just gets worse.
Sure
I'm
is.
doing it. There's something wrong with me. And then she said, "The kids are watching this." I said, "Well, turn off the monitors. I'm working." Right. And that was my excuse was that I'm working. I considered that
You're
to be
working.
It was work.
And instead of stopping,
I did stop.
tell them
after
to
she
turn
came
off
down.
the monitors.
What classrooms?
They would have the kids on a sitcom or a
they're
television
getting-
show.
okay,
They're getting learning.
Yeah, I thought it was.
They're doing book learning.
I wasn't sure it was
Yeah.
some weird closed circuit thing with public schools or something.
they're
No, that would have been awesome,
That
right?
would've been amazing.
Some educational channel.
Bob is famous too, man. If you walk around with Bob Saget, it is unbelievable how recognizable you are to everybody.
And it's gotten more because I'm older and because it just happened. And the show's new audiences, like a 3-year-old, a 16-year-old, an entire family demo to the dying grandmother will have different things that they know me from. And then the father will say something like, "I like you on Entourage." Hey,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't fuck my daughters. And he says, guys have said that to me, "Don't fuck my daughter," and their daughters next to them.
Jesus.
Wow.
And they're young. And I'm like, dude, because then I turned. Then
Oh,
it's
wow.
not this.
I bet your father said that to you.
He said it earlier in my life. Not later would not have worked.
Does that
A lot of tragedy.
And I want a real answer. Does that ever get bothersome? I mean, you just can't walk around.
I've gotten kind of good at it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Stamos, and it's cool. 45 minutes. I'm in a program to not drop his name, so it's a long time for me not to mention him.
Because it is fun to be recognized, obviously, to a point. But
It's nice, but it's not. I mean, people go, they want to be a celebrity or something. That's just like fucking stupid. I mean, what do you want? You want to be famous and rich, which is what a lot of people want,
Right?
Instead of maybe be funny or be talented or do something.
you don't need any talent now to be famous.
No, you don't. You just go on something and give somebody a rose or
Kim
do something.
Kardashian. What does she do? I don't know what she does still.
She
Well,
got
I guess
porn tape. She took Ray J's. Is that Ray J, right? She
Yeah.
took a big penis.
Well,
Right.
She earned her fame.
That's
Yeah.
almost like being
Yes.
at the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
sure,
like a balloon
sure.
coming
That's
down Main.
earning it.
But
Her and Paris earned it.
But she's she does. I guess she's a fashion.
No,
person.
she's not.
I don't know.
Everyone else does that stuff for her.
I've known her since she's a kid because I was at the.
Oh, really?
I hosted the Winter Olympics. Remember, Tracy did it one time. Do you remember this? There were like different comedians that came in. I hosted the first 4 nights of the Winter Olympics right after 9/11. So it was like in Salt Lake. So she was there with her whole family. She was a kid, you know. But I have the video of what I did to her.
there you
Just
go.
nobody cared. It's just my Jewish wiener didn't mean nothing.
Humped
They
her.
wouldn't even put that on the web. They didn't even care if they got a sex tape out of me. My penis is already blurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, just naturally.
Yeah, you take it out.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like scrambled eggs.
Blurry.
Scrambled eggs. My God.
We had somebody called earlier with a sighting.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I wish
they
that guy
said
would
they
call
saw you at
back.
JFK, and
Yes, in the knoll.
yeah, and he came up to you and said, "Did you ever think of fucking those Olsen twins?"
I don't
And you
like that one
said-
as a verb with them.
Well, yeah,
Oh, we warn people. That's the
Yeah.
one thing you can't joke
I get
with
defensive
Bob
about it.
I know. It's
Well,
happened
because
on
I
the
actually
show.
know them. They're actually smart and nice. So
But
it's
there's
like-
more to it than
Go ahead,
just-
sorry,
well,
he
sorry.
said,
I
and
didn't
then
mean to cut
he
you
said
off.
you turned around and said,
front of everybody.
Why don't you go fuck your dog?"
I did not.
That's what he said.
It's impossible. I would
Yes.
not say
No,
that.
you
Yes,
would-
and
I'm
Caesar
positive
Milan
I
would
didn't
not
say
lie.
that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He swears by it.
It's a lie. I would never say, why
Never say,
don't you go fuck your dog?
He's a blind guy.
That's so funny. Well, no, I don't think I said that.
No.
to him. I don't think I don't
All right.
come back with that. I usually say something like, especially in public, I go, I can't go there. Sorry.
Yeah,
something
what
like
would you
that.
do? Right.
I don't even want to get caustic with people because then they get all creepy and weird and upset. I don't
Yeah,
want that.
that's
I want
true.
to live the dream that I'm just a nice person.
That's
Yeah.
one of the few things that's off limits with you, right? The
Yeah.
Olsen twins. What else is on that short list?
Well, I don't really like cruelty and stuff. I don't like do racial stuff.
Right.
It's funny. Don Rickles is a friend of mine, and his whole thing is like, hey, the Chinese guy. Look at the Chinese
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
look at the audience, and there's no Chinese guy there. So you
Oh,
realize
so
he's
it's-
just spotting the person. When I say that, I mean the actor spotting, not you know.
Right.
And he just picks on a guy, and he goes, "Oh, my shirts will be back," and the guy's not
There's
there.
no Chinese guy.
So fucking funny.
Rickles is amazing.
He's so funny. Did you see him when he was here?
I have not. I've never seen Rickles.
If he's coming back, I think he wants to do
TV
some
and all
dates.
that, obviously, but
I'll,
is he still
I'll
doing
set
it?
you up with all that.
Is
I
he
can
still
do all
doing
that. It's the least I can do for not putting you in the book.
Yeah,
You might be in the book. I'm not. I don't remember. I swear to God, the virus
no.
might be in there. I don't.
Oh,
I think I had it.
Yeah, the editor took
Bill
it out.
Cosby, Jeff Ross.
Okay. Please don't read the book.
I saw.
Ed McMahon.
I did see
But
Rickles.
I love you
Dolly,
guys.
Dolly Saget makes the book.
This is my mom, though.
Oh man.
You know what? Everybody that dies.
right here, right here, right here, right here.
Listen, everyone that
Millie.
dies is in the book. You guys have never died. You
That's
died,
nice.
and
Every day we do.
Hot Millie.
Aunt Millie. Building's on fire, by the way.
Yeah. The building's burning, and we're talking about hot Aunt Millie.
But he's you got to see Rickles if you can.
I saw him once.
Where'd you see him?
In Vegas, we were doing, me and Jim Florentine were working with Dice. There was 3 of us doing the Stardust. And we saw, one
Craps
time we
table?
were the late show. What's that?
You heard it?
Did you say Craps Table?
Yeah.
No, we were doing the, I'm just going to ask that literally. No, we were doing the, at one point it was Harvey Korman and Tim Conway doing the early show. We were doing the late show.
Wow.
And then one time it was Rickles doing the early show. So me and Florentine went in and we watched some of the show. But it was so funny when the black guy who works for him came out or whatever, and he just problem with the bags, and it was just so fucking funny. But he took a photo with us backstage, and he was really nice.
He's an unusual guy.
Is he one of those guys that has been working the same act for like 50 years?
Yeah, he adds to it.
Rare.
He's got songs in it that he does.
But he adds just tiny little changes.
And then he says stuff to the audience that no one else can get away with it, or I wouldn't want anybody else to. He calls a guy for some reason. He goes, "Hey, shut up, you fag werewolf." And I'm like, and I'm sitting with Stamos. We're like, what? What did he just say? And then we talked to him after, and he's like, "Yeah, people are laughing at that. They like that one." Fag werewolf.
What does it mean?
It means just the guy gets like with hair like Wolfman Jack or something.
Yeah, it's a werewolf, but he's a homosexual.
Right. Okay.
And that's the only way to insult a werewolf.
Now it makes sense.
I think that's what he's saying.
Werewolves are notoriously homophobic.
Right.
They don't. You call a werewolf a Jew, it doesn't matter to them. If you call him a fag, they immediately get angry.
Are you saying there's no gay werewolves?
Well, kind of like Ahmadinejad said about Iran. We know that they're existing, but werewolves deny that they exist.
Right.
There's no homosexuals.
Man.
And then there's the book has the Rodney stories in it. All those fucked up things.
He was good to you, right?
Yeah, really good. It was if you got too close with him, then it would get kind of weird because he would he smoked a lot of dope, and he was and he was a friend of mine, and we would talk about real stuff if he felt insecure and stuff. But then he would I don't know, he wanted you to do well, but then he had he was competitive in some ways, as much as he was also kind of like a godfather of taking care of young comics. He really loved young comics, wanted to help Jim Carrey. He had Jim Carrey open for him once, and Jim was just trying to experiment and not do his impressions, not do all of his rubber body stuff, and he said he said he would, was going to try some new stuff, man, and he went up and just bombed before him. And it was a big show, somewhere big, and Jim did like 20 minutes and just bombed, and Rodney was like, "That's okay, man," because Rodney didn't really care.
He was happy when you bombed.
He slayed afterwards.
Right.
He just fucking destroyed. He was like, the funniest thing he would do in his set, when Rodney was having a good set, which was a lot because the jokes were so fast, he would take a couple things about it. He was self-aware. He was like, "I got a lot of fucking jokes, all right?" That was one. And the other one, he would go, "I'm fucking funny, all right?" And then he'd say that to the audience, and people would just cheer. He just knew he was just knocking every ball out of the park.
Dice said he got weird with him, though, because he helped Andrew so much, and he said that he wanted him to do something with him in the arenas, work together. And Roddy's like, "What, you think I need you to help me now?" And Dice was like, "No, I want to just do it. I love you."
That was that kind of thing.
But he was like, he kind of got like, "Whoa, I don't need you."
Wow.
We did a thing once, and I didn't have a gig or anything. I was just trying to get somewhere. And it was me, Harry Basil, who did a lot of stuff, and Bob Schimmel, and
Bobby. Wow.
Yeah.
He was funny.
He was really funny. So we're standing out, and Rodney had us play Long Beach. Rodney hosted the show, so it was kind of like a replication of his Young Comedian show. And there were four of us. I'm trying to think who the fourth was. It was a funny person. Might have been Slayton, but I don't know. But Schimmel and I and Rodney are talking. Rodney all he wanted to do was bring a hot dog cart with the hot dogs with the skins and serve them to us before the show. So we had, the prerequisite was you had to eat 2 hot dogs with chili. He had the person, that was his way of treating us. They're going to be good, man. They're going to have the chili. And he's excited. And then Schimmel and I were talking and with Rodney, and we were just talking about going on. Rodney was like, why am I fucking doing this? I'm hosting the show, and these guys think they're stars. So he was kind of putting us down while we were eating hot dogs.
Jesus.
And then he did it like he was doing some live television show. It was in Long Beach for like 1,000 people. And he was killing himself. He was sweating out hot dogs. He'd eaten a couple hot dogs. He got on stage. He said, "Oh, this next guy's really great, man." And then Schimmel goes up. He goes, "What the fuck did I do this for? I feel sick." Funny guy. Very funny guy.
Yeah, we met him. I mean, they interviewed him. I was new on the show. And I said nothing during the interview. There's no time I ever met him. I wish I would have known him. Kennison, I wish I would have known too.
I actually met Sam before anybody in LA had. I met him in Houston, so I actually helped tee up his first spot at the Comedy Store. I told him, sat next to Mitzi and said, "You got to watch this guy. He's really good." I mean, he didn't need me to do that, but he got the spot.
It didn't hurt though.
No, he was so fucking funny. When I met him, he had just been in the Houston Chronicle because he chained himself to a telephone pole in a diaper and a crown of thorns, and he was on the front of the entertainment section that said he'd been persecuted like Christ by the club owner. It was the Comedy Works in Houston, and he was like, he literally was, he did the whole thing where his eyes were rolled back and he had blood coming down his head from a comedy club.
But what did the comedy club do to him?
They wouldn't put him on. They got mad at him because what he was.
So it wasn't his material.
It was. Yeah, that's why they wouldn't put him on. 'Cause he was,
they were censoring his actual act. They just felt like it was too edgy for the club.
He was saying it was so weird because when he started, you know, he was the whole story about him. He was did gospel tent things, and fake healings and shit. You know, he and his brother. And
is there any footage of that anywhere?
I don't think so.
Fuck, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
It'd be VHS. I don't even know if it'd be VHS. It'd probably be like, what the fuck
Beta.
would it be? Beta.
Yeah.
Is Bill still
real
around?
to real.
Yeah.
Bill's around. They're supposed to be doing a movie about it.
Right. Yeah, who'd they get? They got, was it Josh?
Josh Gad? Oh, yeah, he talked about that. Yes, the Listen.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, Josh Gad. Okay, he was in here telling us. Yeah, he's taking that on.
And I heard Jay Roach was directing it. I think that's what I heard, but I don't know.
Oh, he did the Borat movies, yeah.
I loved Kinnison growing up, man. I hope they do a good job with that.
It was unbelievable. I was on that first Young Comedian special, and I had like a 12-minute killer set, but Sam had a 15-minute killer set, and it ended up being 12 minutes, and I ended up being 3 minutes.
Oh, shit.
And so that was kind of interesting, and I went right before him, so that was kind of the way the show it started to escalate, and then Sam just took the show in post.
I remember
and in the room. I'm not, he just fucking slayed the whole room because you live in the desert. That was that whole.
It was one of those things too. The next day, we all were just quoting Kinnison's act from that night. He became an overnight not just a star. He was out of just huge.
No one had ever seen that.
And it was like a prophet because he had taken all that ministry stuff, and this was the resin of it.
Right.
This was the shit that came out of all those years of having to go, if you believe in the Lord, and then he turned that into the hypocrisy of the whole thing. Where the cameraman can give him a sandwich, all that shit. Go to where the food is.
Right.
Huge.
Anyone else have a better night than him? Going from almost like nobody or
Dice
whatever.
was huge.
Dice had a
fucking lit it up.
a big night too.
A lot of guys on Carson, probably Freddie Prinz.
Right. Man.
Dane Cook kind of happened. He worked really hard for a long time, but then it kind of happened fast.
But I mean, one night where all of a sudden everyone the next day is talking about you, and you can't have that nowadays because it's all on demand and this and that.
Yeah,
we come from a time you all watch the same fucking show at the exact same time.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Kevin Hart was like this long process to become. I mean, that guy sells movie concerts.
He's great.
He really is one of the genuine articles that exists.
Kevin, I was just thinking about him too. But he did the Shack roast, and that made him big. Like that helped him with he had big black crowds, and then he started crossing over with the films. It was but it was a slower build. Like Kevin wasn't one event and done. You know what I mean? He was just a bunch of things, cumulative. Yeah,
it's just hard to do now. There's too many channels, and people are watching whatever they want. It makes it harder.
And there's no sitcom person that comes out because nobody really gives a shit.
Mark Price.
I hate sitcoms.
Jesus.
I hate sitcoms.
Skippy?
Yeah.
Skippy, yes.
I have his cell number in my phone, and sometimes I just don't take things out of my iPhone that I had on my Mac Plus. You probably should. And it just still cross-pollinates from things. My Palm Pilot, old contact.
Yeah.
Please call me. And then I would write Mark Price Skippy underneath it.
Yeah.
Under company.
Right, you got to do it that way. There's something else.
Yeah.
We saw Rodney at the end of his life doing stand-up. There was rumors his wife was feeding him lines and stuff, too. Really? And he was still pulling it off.
Yeah, she was helping him do stuff, but he was doing it. He was still writing stuff, too.
But why wouldn't he just retire?
People don't do that.
Plus, he didn't make it till his 50s.
In 59, he did Caddyshack. That's what's kind of the point.
Is that how old he was when he did Caddyshack?
It's in the book. That was like a poignant thing to me because I'm going to be 58. He was 59.
Wow.
That's a long fucking career. That's Jacob Cohen and then Jack Roy and then Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow.
So he was three guys. And he did aluminum siding.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put that in the air conditioning heating
the same
realm.
You're just fucking with metal.
Did you ever go to Radio Shack?
No, it was always Granger. Had to go to Granger and pick up some shit. Get some copper tubing. Get some fucking tar and get up on the roof and fucking, they got a leak under the unit and,
Did you like doing it? Like, I was a deli clerk. You hated it?
You didn't even pause.
Hated it. I always knew I had to do something else.
How old were you when you started getting it? Was it like a dad's business or something?
Nah, I just needed a job, you know. I was in my 20s and my brother was doing it.
Were you married?
So, no, not yet. Not at that point. So I just went in and, you know, started doing fucking air conditioning. And then you just get stuck in there and you see the guys unloading the trucks and they're fucking in their 50s and you're just like, oh, God, no.
And it's like No Country for Old Men, right? You're climbing in an air vent.
Yeah.
And you can fall through the roof, right?
Yeah, yeah. You're in constant danger of dying or getting a severe injury all the time. You're working with, in essence, or giant razor blades all day long,
and chemicals and shit.
Yeah, chemicals, and then because you're putting in the heating and air conditioning system, there's no heat or air conditioning where you're working, so it's just either fucking blazing hot or freezing cold all the time.
So it's the Holocaust.
It's terrible. Yes, it was. It was worse than the Holocaust. I'm going on record as saying that.
Did anybody ever accidentally turn it on while you were in there?
No, I don't think so.
Bob's hoping.
I've had people fall through the ceilings, though.
Worst.
Yeah.
When you're up in the attic, you got to stay on the beams.
Yeah.
Up there, the joists, and if you hit the sheetrock in the middle, your foot just goes right through.
And so if a guy has girth to him, and some of these guys are big, they're like, they can just fucking fall through the roof.
Right through. Right through.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. It was an awful job. Awful.
How long did you do it?
Oh, God. From my early 20s until my, I guess, mid-30s. So a good, I guess, almost 15 years.
That long? Jeez.
Yeah, it was just, I went from one company to another company, and then you'd go to the next company and you'd talk yourself up to make some more money, make it sound like you know a lot more than you do. I did as little work as I needed to do.
Is it all Freon? You just add Freon?
Yes, it needs a little Freon.
And your compressor, it's always a compressor.
Yeah, there's a compressor problem. It's your line set has a leak. Your condensate pump
Your
has
coil.
a leak.
There's a copper coil that goes out.
Yes. The coil is always the problem.
Sounds like some gynecologist. Just
Your coil's
old school.
frozen. It's frozen. Your fan, your squirrel cage isn't running in the attic.
Squirrel
so your
cage.
coil froze up.
Yeah.
They do get up there. They get in your systems, squirrels.
Well, they call a squirrel cage the fan in the blower unit in the attic. So it's like
I
when
never heard
that
that
breaks,
before.
the coil freezes up.
Okay.
And you can blow your compressor out because it overheats.
Have squirrels.
terrible.
I thought I had a squirrel fucking with my thing and trying to eat through it.
Yeah.
Up there on the roof. Can they do that? Do they?
Yeah, they could ruin things.
I'm going to
worst
ask you a
thing,
lot
though,
of questions.
No, I
about
had the
this.
same thing, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a squirrel on my roof. It was a gerbil through the toilet paper tube I was holding.
See, that's different.
Can a gerbil get into it? Yeah, because they can get in your asshole, so they
Sure.
can definitely get in the
You
toilet
have to
paper.
lead them a little bit. What you do is you smear a little brie cheese on the inside of the tube of the toilet
my
paper, and you shove it in your asshole, and those rascals run right in.
The worst thing were bees, because you go up in the attic and they were just like, there'd be a bee's nest. And
It means they're getting older.
the homeowner doesn't want to hear, like, there's bees up there. I can't do this. They just want the job done.
So you just go in and get
So you
attacked
up
by
there,
bees?
and you'd have to go up with a can of Raid and spray the bees and work in between them trying to sting you and in the reek
Sounds
of
awful.
insecticide. It was terrible.
Where would you see the bees the most? Were they inside the attic
In
or
the
outside?
attic. Yeah, inside.
How would you know? You get up there and just start to hear zzz.
Yes. They just fly around you.
Hornets, too?
Yes, hornets.
And it's all sticky shit. It's like a little
Yes.
stalactite of rock or something, right?
Horrible. Yeah.
Did you get stung?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, it was awful.
I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, I'm not working with bees.
Had to.
Yeah.
Get rid of the bees.
Oh, I had a guy that skunk removed. That was his job at my house. I smelled like dead skunks. He goes up and he finds them. He's a tracker. He knows where it is. Coyotes had ripped open 2 skunks in my yard.
Oh, my
Up the hill,
God.
and this guy comes in with hazmat bags and comes in, and I said, "You're going to go up there?" He says, "Yeah, that's what I do, Bob." And he goes up and he just takes the dead skunks and puts them in the thing
Wow.
and then goes home. I said, "How do you get rid of the smell?" He says, "It really doesn't ever come out."
Wow.
So that's
never.
That's a fucked up guy.
That's
You know who
like-
I'd love to interview? The two coyotes that made that mistake.
Oh, fuck.
I'll have to sit down with them for a half hour. What happened? I told him they don't look right. He said they did. I'll never eat that shit again.
Right?
Maybe they like it. No, they don't. No.
It's the most abhorrent smell in nature. It's like, it teaches no animal fucks with the skunk twice.
No. That or a porcupine. You
Yes.
see them with the quills in their nose, and they're trying to get them out.
There should be a combo of
for a
those
little
two
guy.
animals. You can't
Feel bad.
fuck it or be
Yeah,
around it.
There is
I
a-
didn't mean there's an animal you can fuck.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, there's
well,
not an animal you can't. If you could hold that little rascal's hindquarters.
Yeah, it's rat fucking. That's where the term.
yeah.
Now,
What is it? Pigeonholing? That's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one.
I
I can quiet a room.
No, we're actually thinking you're correct.
I'm confused because someone said you had to be out of here at 10 for another interview. I don't know if that's true.
You're doing press today.
Yeah, I'm in press day.
Oh, press.
I like being here.
So I don't know.
I'll go away.
No, you don't have to. Trust me. We're going to take a break either way, and you're either going to go on to another interview or continue.
Well, I love seeing you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, then you didn't have to respond with
I
that.
actually,
That just
I
sounds
actually
like
have
a-
to
No,
ditch
absolutely.
a little early today because I got to go back to the dentist.
We're leaving now?
Well, I have to.
Yeah, Anthony
I
has to go
couldn't
to the
get an
dentist.
Didn't
appointment.
Joe Rogan take over the show once, and you guys all left?
I think
It
he
happens
did.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People take over this thing?
Oh, yeah. You want to take over?
I'll do it for like 10 minutes if you
There
guys
you
are
go.
all leaving.
Well, if he's leaving, then you got to
I
stay.
got to.
Yeah,
I'll
Ants-
stay.
Ants
I
sucks.
I don't want to go where I'm going. Wherever it is, it's not going to be this.
All right, we'll
This is like
figure it
being
out.
with your family.
Let's take a quick break. Bob Saget, Dirty Daddy, is out. The Chronicles of a Family Man turned filthy comedian.
They told me it's in Target. I'm like, I fucking...
That's kind of cool, right?
Kids can't... I was taking pictures at a book signing,
Yeah.
and this little 3-year-old's coming up holding the book. I'm like, get the book away from the kid.
Right.
It says Dirty Daddy on it. It's
Exactly.
Like, it looks like The Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
An ad.
Bob is doing tonight a book signing at the 92nd Street Y.
No, that was last night.
Good. I got this yesterday.
And it was good.
It says tonight.
Tonight is at Barnes & Noble in Union Square at
Yes.
7 o'clock.
With Seth Herzog.
Yeah, he's going to do the Q&A. He's going to do the moderating where we talks about the book, and then I take questions from people, and then I don't have sex with anyone though. This is not the reason for the tour. It's the book.
What are you doing in Melbourne and Europe?
Yeah, I'm going to Australia in May. I'm going to do Live Nation dates. I'm going to Melbourne, Perth, Brisbane.
Maybe you can find that plane if you're in Perth. Go for a swim
They
and see
said
what you can find.
I talked to a person there. They said that's where it is. It's right off the coast here. I said that'll be fun, like Titanic.
Yeah,
So
right.
I'll fucking go do my show in Perth and then go out to the ocean, try to save everybody. Look for the kosher meals. In the,
All right, we might continue with Bob Saget. We might not. I don't know.
well, in any case,
We'll figure it out. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dirty Daddy, go get that book. Well, someone didn't get the hint.
Come on, Bob. We all want to go. Anthony's leaving.
Wow.
Bob, go away.
Someone didn't see the signs.
We said the name of your book 4 times. We talked about the book signing.
As we just had this very deep conversation that I come back on the air with that.
Which is nice, though.
No, of course we want you here. Bob Saget, Dirty Daddy's the new book. We only have a few minutes left here before we leave, Bob.
Where do you guys go now?
I'm going to go home and I have therapy today. Wednesday's is therapy day, Bob.
You always do it exactly on hump day.
I always do. Halfway gets me through the week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
talk
right
a
there.
little bit about the things I've done wrong and yet the things I hope to do right.
Right. So optimum day would be like Sunday, right? You would review the whole thing.
No, that's the beginning of the week. I like halfway through the week. I don't even want to go anymore. I'm so sick of it.
Why don't you want to go?
I'm sick of it.
Do you want me to talk to your therapist?
But it's not supposed to be fun.
I know, but it's not supposed to be awful either.
Oh,
I'm just
Are
tired
you
of it.
tired of your therapist?
No, I like her. She's really nice.
Does
but
she listen to the show?
No.
Are you attracted to her?
No, I'm really not. I wouldn't want
Is
to go
she
to a
sexy, though?
therapist. No.
Not like a Tony Soprano thing where you got a hard on when you see her?
No.
Is it one of the few people you don't get a hard on around besides me?
It's amazing. I always get a hard on.
I know,
around
he
you,
gets
but only
hard
the
ons
head
around here,
swells.
too.
It's really weird.
There's like a little mushroom, but
Yeah,
there's
just-
no shaft at all.
Just the head.
Right.
The head. The shaft thins out. It's really creepy.
It's like a seashell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the smell.
So maybe you take a break for a little bit.
I might have to.
If I put your head of your cock up to my ear, do I hear the ocean?
No, you hear syphilis.
You've not had syphilis, had you?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever had little clams on your wiener? Things that grow on it?
You don't never.
What's the little clams that grow?
I don't know.
over
There's
there?
like sea creatures, little horses and stuff.
Warts and stuff. No.
Yeah, warts. You ever had?
no.
God.
Congenial warts? You're happy about congenial warts.
What are they?
They're congenial, not congenital.
Oh, okay.
You're understanding. Consenting warts.
My therapist actually told me I was ready to move on.
Kind of like I was told that I could leave now if I wanted.
That's the I want to see other people.
She's like, you're ready. You're ready to move on for now.
Yeah.
It was the best thing I ever did, though.
And so you
I go
stop
back every
with
once in a while. But every once in a while I check in. But because after a while you're just like, what? I'm going to make up a story why I didn't get a bike at 10 and why this is an issue now.
I had a fight with somebody yesterday.
Right. You really run out of the things,
right?
The important things that you really do need to talk about. And then you just start like going, what? I don't even mean what I'm saying to you. I just am filling up time now.
Yeah, you're following the script. It's like an improv exercise.
But she was like, you're ready. I was able to flush out a lot of stuff finally.
I leave early sometimes, though. If I go, my therapy is 45 minutes now. And sometimes I'll do 40 with her, 45. Sometimes I'll do 20 minutes. I'm tired. I'm going to go home.
You'll do a good 20.
Sometimes. Because I'm so tired by that time. It's like I'm exhausted. I just want to get the fuck out of there.
Like stand up. You're doing a good 20 for her.
At tight 20. I'll
tight 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Finish it up nice.
It is nice to close well when you're leaving. If you leave and you're like, have that look of you're just lost, that's just sad.
We usually just make out. That's how we end our,
That's cool.
Yeah, we end our therapy by making out.
So it's all foreplay, all of it.
Yeah, I have a thing for older women, so we try up a little bit on the couch and then we get out of there.
Do you like older women?
I don't mind, sure.
So it's any woman, any age.
Yes.
Of any.
Yes.
And Jim, you like older women?
No.
You like them like over 60, 70?
No, I like women. I mean, look, there's women in their 30s I'm very attracted to. There's women in their 40s. But I like women in their mid-20s. I don't want them young like a child, but I like them 25, 28, maybe 30.
I have a issue with that, too. I'm almost trying to get into double digits now with women. But it's I don't know. Because I get it, because I'm as old as I am,
right.
That they always know, do you want to get married again? And I'm just, and I'm like, and it's in the book, actually. Can we just finish our beet salads? It's like the first time I met them.
Beet salad?
Well, that was what you have with them.
I'm eating salad.
You put them in a smoothie.
Oh, well, I do that. Well, some people would say,
I could drink them.
Yeah, but that gives me diarrhea sometimes if I have a smoothie with all the beets in it.
That's the best part of it. Oh, dude, the best part of a vegetable juice is stiff-legging down your hallway because you're going to shit down both your thighs.
But explosive, if you're in this building and you got that in there, the whole place just smells like a fucking
It clears you
the
out.
beauty of it.
It clears you out. The old woman, the old lady thing, though. When you're younger... I was into it to a point, not crazy ages. But then you get older, and then you start doing the math, and you're like, I can't have that fetish anymore, because now they're like, they got to be 60 or 70.
What about like Raquel Welch, or somebody you had a crush on as a kid, who's like 75 but still hot?
Yeah, Jane Fonda, I'd fuck either one of them, sure.
Jane Fonda.
She looks good, though, man. For a woman that old,
I never liked her.
Suck her tits.
I didn't even like her in her Barbarella days. No, I was never a fan of hers. No.
I was a fan of Clute when she was a hooker.
Yes, I liked her in Vietnam.
There was a time I needed big boobies.
Yeah,
so
there was a
Raquel
time
Welch.
I needed that. Raquel Welch was my go-to, the 1 million BC thing.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't hit it from my bed because it was on the wall.
But that's another thing. You wake up one day and you're like, what are you doing? You don't need big boobies all the time.
That's true, too. You're going to have,
you look ridiculous.
I know, but you wanted what was in the magazines. I smuggled Playboys in my house when I was a kid.
What girl would you say you've jerked off most to in your life? Like, what celebrity or whatever? Was there a porn? I think there's a couple in porn that I might be on my all-time great list.
It was like a long time ago, like old school porn. I can't even remember. It's big tits though. It's okay to say tits on the air?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Hold on. Let me read the cover of your book, Dirty Daddy: The Chronicles of a Family Man Turned Filthy Comedian. Yes, you can say tits. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a guy on the line, Kevin in Houston. Actually, I have to do this to you. Go ahead, Kevin. We got Bob Saget in studio for a few more minutes.
Hey.
Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
I just wanted to ask you if you knew about the phenomenon now with kids watching Full House reruns. I have two little girls, 9 and 6.
Yeah.
And I kid you, everyone in their age group watches Full House.
It
is the show to watch now.
I know, it's crazy. It's on 2 networks right now. It's like, and as the kids are discovering it at 2, 3 years old, I think it's because it's on videotape, so it's brighter. It's not, the digital stuff. And it's also got a 3-year-old going, oh, nuts. It's like characters that talk like they talk, which is almost kid show stuff. I mean, it is kid show.
God.
It's nice, though. It's a high compliment. I don't remember doing almost any of it.
You really don't?
Well, I do. I mean, you want to block it out if you're dancing, and running around like a geek and stuff. But I know that I had a lot of fun. I had a lot
But you
of
don't
fun
remember
with
the
them.
day-to-day filming of that show?
Yeah.
A little bit?
There's a story in the book where I made Dave and John do nitrous oxide off the whipped cream cans, and Michelle didn't have any whipped cream on her birthday cake,
right?
For the prop thing,
really,
we fucked it up. But it is a wonderful show. And on the flip side of that, it's a wonderful show for kids to watch because you can let them watch that.
You ever do the show high or anything like that?
No, just that one incident. No booze or nothing. And the truth of it is, there were kids around. So as much as my couple stories are sensationalized, I was going nuts. I was manic. I was going through divorce and stuff, and I was kind of crazy. But I would go do stand up at night, and I had a sister dying during it, and all that kind of crazy stuff. But I actually love doing it. I'm close with everybody that was on it. So I think that's the other thing. Kids see that. They see that we all like each other. They can tell that.
Right.
They don't know about dramas of actors and what they act like. But that's really nice, sir, to tell me that.
Oh, you hung up a while
What was
ago.
that? What was the years that show ran?
87 to 90.
Oh, I thought it was earlier. Okay.
4, I think. Yeah.
And then you had the video show as well.
Yeah, that started like a year later.
I was in Buffalo just being a nobody on the radio, and we'd all get together to watch that show.
It was a Sunday night thing.
It was a Sunday night thing. It was Chris Shire. I remember, she was the morning girl, and she would have us over almost regularly on Sundays and cook a huge meal because most of us were from out of town trying to make it in radio, and we'd always put that fucking show on.
We approached. I mean, it's a blooper show, but we approached it like we were doing some variety show, and I was going, "This is the Wide World of Disney hour," and that's when I grew up. So at 7 o'clock, we were doing really expensive bits that nobody would dare do.
How many people were watching in its prime?
Oh,
do you
God
know
in heaven. I know that it was like 25 million.
Yeah, no one touches these numbers anymore.
It was number one. It was
25 million every Sunday.
In the beginning, it was gigantic, yeah.
25 million.
It was, there wasn't that much television. There wasn't that much cable. There was HBO, and
in the mid-90s? Oh, there was enough. That was
This wasn't mid-90s. This was early 90s.
It was 87.
Oh, you mean a year after Full House that started?
No, a video show also started. I think it was 87, 88.
Wait, which had the 25 million? Full House or?
Video show.
The video show.
Video show was number one for a while.
So that's your number one.
That was exciting, but
That officially is your number one show you ever did.
As far as numbers, but in more people. I mean, Full House is around the world a lot. And then Tom Bergeron's had a big success, and he's leaving the video show now.
Is he?
So we're going to dinner to talk about what it's like at night to try to not have people getting hit in the nuts in your mind. These guys fucking get hit in the nuts. I wanted to leave the show when it was just old people falling on cement. They made a reel of just old people like falling head first onto cement, and they would cut right when the impact happened, and they'd cut to someone in the audience with their head flying back laughing.
Yeah.
Because that's what they would do. They would not show the impact, so therefore we're not watching Faces of Death. So,
you gotta redo that show with beheading videos. Right. Oh no, I don't think he wants to cut a piece of cheese.
Those gutted seniors.
Wait, they never showed that?
They would never show the actual impact.
Oh my God!
Sometimes they did
editing.
with a younger person, but if it's an old person, a hip got broken or something. It's terrible.
Did you see the video of the old lady that they're spinning around?
I get upset at stuff like that. It's so funny. I talk like this, and I do the kind of stuff I can't look at it.
I ask because it's one of those videos that you're supposed to be really upset by it, but there's something.
How's she spinning around?
I guess you got to be twisted and laugh
pick her up
at
by
it. I don't know.
Top of her coat. They don't hurt her.
They don't hurt her.
Who does it to her?
Some
we
local
don't know.
kids.
I feel like they know this lady and they're just messing with her, knowing that she'll be all right.
So it was a hazing bad bunch of kids?
Could you show that video? It's going to bother him, I think.
Did they swing her around?
Yeah, by her clit.
But so it just kept growing and growing?
Basically every day.
So it was the camel through her?
Every day there's a viral video, but it all started on the video show with you, Bob.
Yeah, it did, but they didn't swing old women around.
I want
it's
your
Romanian.
I want your honest opinion on this.
This
all right?
There's not two girls in a cup, right?
No.
That's you made me watch that.
Yeah.
That was a nice morning of my life. Then you called Joe Francis in prison. It was a good time.
Oh, you were there for that?
I was there.
I almost feel like we should film him watching this. Hold on, just in case.
Oh, my grandmother, really?
I want your real reaction.
This is what happens. I
don't
brings
know.
back old memories for me. It was me and Jeff Ross sitting there.
I feel like you might laugh at this.
There's nobody shits in a cup, right?
No. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Wait, where am I? Okay, hold on.
All right. This is one of the bad guys?
Yes.
This is a bad person?
I would say so.
Yeah, check this
All
out.
right. Oh, my. Oh, it's by a coat.
She's just a crazy old lady running away.
Wasn't she on Benny Hill? Oh, Christ.
They chase her down and do it again.
This is not good. It's like a Lord of the Rings creature.
What do you think, Bob?
Well, I don't think that should be done to people.
No, of course not.
I don't think people should do that.
Of course
What I'm
not.
impressed by, to be honest with you, is her coat. Her orange coat is tufted, and it seems she's like the Michelin woman. She's apparently she's ready to go. I mean, it's like a video game. It looked like the old Zelda or something. You just swing her around for a little bit, you set her down, you go get her again. You swing her around a little. And she runs for a while, and then you pick her up. It looked like it wasn't even real.
No.
I'm not saying it's funny.
They didn't hurt her.
They didn't hurt her.
She doesn't look hurt.
No.
And the screaming's lovely.
Do you like
It's a
that
soothing
video?
voice.
I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Where did it's Romanian?
It's
Yes.
Romanian, yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff going on in the world. So these guys, that's what they were doing. They got fucked up at their pub.
Would you put that on the video show?
Like his home
videos?
they would.
Yeah,
They would,
they would, right?
They might, but I don't think so. That's abusive.
With some wacky voiceover?
Yeah. Oh, put me down.
Right.
They don't do those
Which is
voices
actually what
anymore.
she's saying.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Like pushing a rock, some dog.
I think it's time to go.
I think I got
to get to the trainer. I'm
Yeah,
trying to get this mush pile back.
You look
together.
great.
Pile. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You look really good.
That trainer deserves a round of fucking applause. What a job
I've
he's
lost
doing.
7 so far. I'm going for another 7.
I shit 5 yesterday. I'm on this book tour. It's unbelievable. There was a baby's foot in the toilet when I was done.
And you're signing, Bob will be signing, Bob Saget's book is called Dirty Daddy, The Chronicles of a Family Man Turned Filthy Comedian. It's a lot about death and comedy. It's jokes, but it's also real stuff.
And my balls, I do talk about my dick a lot.
I would love to hear about your dick.
I think
Bob Saget probably has a giant cock. I can't determine. Bob either has 5 or 11. Bob is not a 7.
Nice of you to say that.
Are you full Jewish?
I'm going to say I am.
Are you 100% Jewish?
I'm totally Jewish, but I say I have the strength to pick that woman up with my dick and swing her around.
Okay.
And release her, and then pick her up again, swing her for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then release.
Bob is all cock. I have no doubt that this big tall guy with giant hands is a fucking cock.
I'm a sexual person though, so I would that woman I found attractive, so I would mount her through her coat.
I think the biggest surprise of women who slept with Bob probably after Full House was not his dirty act, it was his giant cock.
This is the best time I've ever had on this show. you know I worship you now. I'm going to light the 9th Hanukkah candle for you.
Thank you. You're carrying it between your legs.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get the plugs in.
By the matzah.
Bobby, the book's going to do great. Bob Saget, Dirty Daddy. Go get that.
And the
Please.
signing is, where did I say it? Barnes & Noble?
Tonight.
With Seth Herzog at...
7 o'clock tonight in Union Square.
Yes.
At the Barnes and Noble. On the 3rd floor, they have I set it up and I talk to people. I didn't know this happens when you write a book. You talk to people.
That's a great place for Union Square is a very big Barnes & Noble, so people can wait inside. Like there can be a big line and you'll be inside.
It's the last bookstore in New York, basically.
left,
and
man.
there's no Barnes and Nobles anymore.
It's creepy.
It's really fucking weird. And the book's downloadable and stuff, but I love that it's a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice, because Germans would have burnt this first.
Right.
Would have been right after, I guess the Old Testament.
And Jimmy's
going to... Go ahead, sorry. I was just going to talk about that woman getting swung around.
See, we wanted to shock you.
It shocked me, but there's something funny about her voice being like a fire alarm.
Right.
It's like a house alarm. And she only has 2 modes of panic.
Right.
There's not a lot. She's handicapped a little bit, too. She's got a rigid upper torso.
I feel like they know her.
They probably know.
I
She's
feel
probably
like
in the
they
neighborhood.
knew her and just knew they could do that.
It wasn't set up, though. She didn't think this was going to be funny to watch at. She's not going to sit and watch the video later.
Right.
Remember that was funny when I did that? Poor woman.
Tampa. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm trying.
where you go? Can I read your dates? Can I plug it?
It's just there's not many.
I like saying it. Jim Norton's going to be doing his show, and he's one of the funniest people that exists.
Thank you, Bob.
It's the truth. Tampa, Florida, this weekend, Thursday, April 10th, at the Cowhead Roast. I like him.
Yes.
At the T. Pepin Center, Friday and Saturday, April 11th and 12th, at Side Splitters Comedy Club. Tickets are at www.sidesplitterscomedy.com. And April 24th to 27th, Thursday to Sunday, he's going to be here in New York City at Caroline's on Broadway. Tickets are at ticketweb.com or carolines.com. Don't miss Jim Norton because he's really fucking funny.
Thank you. I'm just going to go up there and just give those people a gift.
You're going to do
Gift
that?
of laughter.
Are you bringing that woman that you swing around?
Yes.
She runs away and you go get her and bring her back?
Yes. And I kick her.
We love turning you on to the viral videos, Bob. That's your new show. Turning Bob Saget onto the new viral videos.
I'll just do one video a year. That's
it.
like one thing, but I'll be showing that to somebody, unfortunately.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Absolutely,
Our
Bob.
pal Bob
Thanks.
Thanks to all your
Saget.
listeners, too.
And thanks to Danny Trejo, who's, what was he promoting? Badasses
Badass.
on Blu-ray?
Badass 2, right.
Yeah, he was a great guest as well. So thanks.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy, isn't he?
Oh, he's great. We talked in prison. I did time in prison. He did time in prison. We talked about it. A couple of men.
You did one night for
I
the
did a
Voyeur
night.
Bus.
Yeah, well, that was
Okay.
the night.
What prison was it?
Well, it was San Quentin for him. I've been to San Quentin.
We do a show there?
No, I
It was a
walked through.
tour.
It was a tour.
He got a tour.
What prison were you in real prison?
It was called the Tombs. I did a night in lockup, 27 hours.
Yep.
I did a bid.
I did a club in Akron once.
You got me and Danny beat.
Bob Saget, thank you, sir.
Thank you.